What's up everybody, Adrian here, back with another video, and today I'm going to review the first 2 episodes of Obi Wan TV show. Now, I'm actually excited about this show, and I want to give it a chance. The reason I'm excited is because of Darth Vader. Also hating Christensen because I don't hate on him like everyone else used to do, but now doesn't anymore because of the Star Wars sequels being so bad. And I'm mainly watching to see how bad they're going to mess up Darth Vader because they just can't help themselves. I'm praying and hoping they don't, but it's Disney. You know they're gonna mess it up. So starting with the first episode, my impression, at least for the first half of that episode, it was very depressing. Like when they showed Obi-Wan, he was all isolated, working at some horrible job in the desert. He's like hiding out in a cave. I get that the Jedi are hiding out. That's not what I'm saying. It reminded me of Luke Skywalker in The Force Awakens, or the second one, whatever that is, where he's hiding out in an island, and even though Rey is looking for him, when she does find him, he doesn't want to be bothered. He like wants to stay there and wait to die. That's the feeling I got with Obi-Wan. Then we're in the desert again. Now these guys show up, the Inquisitors. Now when they first showed up, they looked cool. This egghead looking guy, I really liked. This Raiden looking guy, I really liked. Now I've seen this character in the trailer. She doesn't look like she fits into this world. I get her outfit is supposed to be like a cheap Darth Vader ripoff. So basically these 3 Inquisitors, they're bounty hunters essentially to find the remaining Jedi and kill them. Part of the scene here was really cool because they're trying to interrogate people to find out if there's a Jedi hiding out, and she takes a knife and throws it, and one of the Jedis like uses the Force to stop the knife. Jedi reveals himself, so that's cool. And then a fight scene breaks out. She tries to kill him, but then the other Inquisitor stops her. She's very at odds with the others because she has like a personal vendetta, I think, against Obi Wan Kenobi. We don't know yet why, but the problem is, like, to me, she doesn't look intimidating. She doesn't look scary, so the Jedi ends up getting away. Okay, now we get to see Obi Wan Kenobi. He's working at this like depressing slave labor factory. I don't even know what he's doing. He's cutting meat. And then there's Obi-Wan, and then after his shift's over, he just goes home to a cave. Now this scene I thought was really cool. It's a foreshadowing because he's having dreams of what happened with Anakin and Qui-Gon Jinn, and he's even calling out to Qui-Gon Jinn to see if he could like Force communicate with him as a Force ghost, but he doesn't answer. But that's a setup for later because of course they're gonna bring back Force Ghost Qui-Gon Jinn, which I'm actually looking forward to that. Okay, we saw this scene in the trailer where Obi-Wan goes to see a young Luke Skywalker at his farm, and he's at a far distance looking at binoculars, and you can even see Uncle Owen there. Now the problem with this scene is, yes, it's cool to see a young Skywalker, but you know they're not gonna have any interaction. Luke Skywalker is not gonna leave the farm, and he's not gonna get into any adventures or even semi-mild adventures, because it was set up from the original movies that he's been stuck on this farm up until he was like a teenager. Now we get to see young Princess Leia, which I thought was really cool. And I really like this droid that's like with her. Now the problem with young Princess Leia is, to me, I get that she's supposed to be like a smartass in a cute way, but it's not working. She's supposed to be a 10-year-old girl, but she's acting like she's a 50-year-old woman. I found her very annoying, and she's too smart for her own age, and it's not a good start where you have a child character that automatically you're supposed to like and connect with, but her personality is not likable. Now later in the second episode, there's maybe like one scene where kinda starting to warm up to her, but she has a long way to go. Okay, now you have Uncle Owen showing up to Obi Wan Kenobi to tell him, hey, stay away from Luke. And now these Inquisitors show up looking for more Jedi, and she just picks Owen from the crowd and says, hey, you look like you know a Jedi. Now, here's the problem with this scene. Because this is a prequel, you know that nothing bad is going to happen to Uncle Owen. So when she pulls out a lightsaber to intimidate him, and you think, oh my god, is she gonna like chop his head off? Is she gonna severely injure him? No, she's not. So to me, this scene was not tenseful, was not suspenseful in any way. I guess the only point was to show how tough this Inquisitor was, but don't do it with Owen. Pick another character in the crowd and act all tough with that person. Okay, this scene right here annoyed me. This is a perfect example of how bad they wrote this little girl Leia character. So she says thank you to the droid, and then this kid over here is the cousin, and he's like giving her a hard time, like, you're polite to the droids? They're not people. And then she goes on to psychoanalyze her cousin. She like breaks him down. Oh, you don't like your father, and you're scared of him, and this is why. And no little girl would ever talk to anyone like that. She sounded like she was a 60-year-old psychiatrist. That's not supposed to be endearing or make me like her more. It was annoying because she does that to everybody. Even later on in the second episode when she's with Obi Wan and she's annoying the shit out of him. And I'm like saying to myself, please, Obi Wan, use your force to smack this kid. She's annoying me. And here's another thing. The actress that they got to play this little Leia princess character cannot act. There are multiple examples in scenes where she delivers lines in a horrible, deadpan way. Okay, so little Leia gets kidnapped. So now her adoptive parents send a message to Obi-Wan and say, can you help us? She was kidnapped. You gotta go save her. And then Obi-Wan has to like contemplate, like, do I go save her? And of course, he goes to save her. So you have Obi-Wan in the desert and he digs up something, and what is it? Of course, it's the original lightsabers. I think it's his and Anakin's lightsaber. Let me know in the comments if I'm wrong. I want to point out here that this character says something to this guy, something to the effect of that she wants to find Obi-Wan, specifically because he fought with our father. I don't know if she says my father or our father. Now, when she said that, I started to think, and I want you to let me know in the comments if my theory is right, that is this black female Darth Vader ripoff character supposed to be Mace Windu's daughter? Because if that's the backstory, I think that's pretty cool. And it makes sense why she has like a personal vendetta against Obi Wan Kenobi. Maybe she believes that Obi Wan Kenobi killed Mace Windu, her father. And the funny thing is that she works for Darth Vader, and she might not even know at this point that it was Anakin Skywalker that personally killed Mace Windu. When I saw this character, I said to myself, there is no way they're gonna make a black female character the bad guy. The closest thing they're gonna do is maybe she'll start out as the bad guy, but then you find out that she's really doing it for a true cause, so she's technically the good guy. And that's what I think is gonna happen. She's gonna find out the truth that Obi-Wan had nothing to do with the death of her father, and it's actually Darth Vader who killed her father, and she's gonna switch to being good and actually team up with Obi-Wan, and they're gonna fight Darth Vader 2-on-1, and eventually you're gonna have the rematch between Obi-Wan and Darth Vader. And there's probably gonna be a scene where she's gonna sacrifice herself to distract Darth Vader for a split second, and that's gonna give Obi-Wan Kenobi the upper hand, and he's gonna defeat Darth Vader. That's what I think is gonna happen. I could be wrong. I could misunderstand what this line here was about. He used to fight with our father. Well, who's her father? Obviously Mace Windu. It could be somebody else, but that would be a cool plot twist. So that's episode 1. Okay, so now let's get to episode 2, which I thought was a little bit better, and I'm glad that they got off the desert planet. So it starts off, of course, with Obi-Wan Kenobi, and he's searching around for little Leia. And I really like this character here, this like fake Jedi that's trying to rip people off for money. It was very funny how he's pretending to use the Force and the Jedi mind trick, and he's using like magnets to levitate things. And I actually hope he's in more episodes. Okay, I don't know what this scene is about. Let me know in the comments. They're cooking something like some type of space drugs, some space cocaine. I don't know what they are making. Some space meth. And I really like what's gonna happen next, because basically there's gonna be a fight scene with Obi-Wan, but he doesn't use the Force. So the Inquisitors, who I think are also Jedi, don't sense the Force and can locate where he is. So Obi-Wan basically turns into Jason Bourne. That was really cool to see. And of course, badass Obi-Wan defeats them. So basically the trap here was that one woman Inquisitor went against the other Inquisitors and kidnapped little Leia and used her as bait to get Obi-Wan Kenobi to go find her. And the trap worked and he gets ambushed. But of course, he's badass Obi-Wan Kenobi and he escapes. So Obi-Wan actually does find little Leia. The girl doesn't know if she can trust him yet. So from this moment on, this girl is not gonna stop annoying the shit out of him. She's all condescending and like, who are you? You're not a real Jedi. You're a real Jedi. Why don't you try to make me levitate? And I even said early on that this character, she's supposed to be 10 years old, but she's acting like a 50-year-old woman. Even Obi Wan Kenobi asks her, how old are you? She's like, I'm 10, with an attitude. Well, you sure act older. So it wasn't just me. The screenplay writers specifically wrote her like this, but I think they went a little bit too far. Okay, I also saw this scene in the trailer, but when I saw the entire scene, it was so ridiculous. Like, right off the bat, she looks like black female Batman. In a split second, she's gonna nosedive off the building like she's gonna fly. I was expecting some bat wings to open up and she was gonna glide down, but it was even worse than that. She's like bouncing from wall to wall, building to building, like a mixture between Neo from the Matrix and like the Predator. It was so ridiculously funny in a bad way. Okay, so this is the moment where Princess Leia, she sees Obi-Wan being hunted, like he's wanted by the Inquisitors. So that's when she says like, oh, I knew you were lying to me. You're just some criminal who's trying to kidnap me like the rest. And she runs away. So now Obi-Wan's chasing her, but also they're trying to stay undercover from those Inquisitors who are trying to hunt him. Okay, now this scene I really liked, but it was expected. Little Leia tries to jump from one side of the building to the other. So she ends up falling, and you know she's not gonna die again. It's not suspenseful because you know nothing bad is gonna happen to her, but this makes Obi-Wan have to use the Force to slow her down and save her from splatting onto the concrete. And that's the first time you get to see Obi-Wan in this TV show use the Force. And it was pretty cool. Now you got this character helping Obi-Wan and little Leia, so I thought that was cool. He's like the comic relief guy. I still can't trust him yet because he probably just wants the bounty on Obi-Wan because all he cares about money. So now this guy tries to stall her so that Obi-Wan and the little girl can get away. But she ends up like reading his mind and she finds out where Obi-Wan and little Leia is. And I'm glad they didn't kill this guy. So Obi-Wan sends little Leia to go to the ship that they're going to take off on. That woman Inquisitor shows up searching for Obi-Wan. So she basically finds Obi-Wan and she's about to like attack him, but she gets interrupted because this guy shows up and unfortunately she ends up killing him, which made no sense because I really liked him. He looked like an interesting character. He looked like he was part of the Star Wars universe, and of course she ends up killing him. The twist of this episode was that woman Inquisitor reveals to Obi-Wan that Anakin Skywalker is still alive, because this whole time Obi-Wan thought that Anakin got burnt up in that lava planet after their like final match together. But he's obviously very shocked and he can't believe it that he's still alive and that now he's Darth Vader. So the episode ends with Obi-Wan and little Leia. They get into the spaceship and they escape and they leave that woman Jedi Inquisitor behind. I'll get you next time. And just when you think the episode's over and you actually get to see Anakin Skywalker as Darth Vader in that little tank he's in, of that water tank. And you could hear him do the breathing, which was pretty cool. And I thought this was a really cool tease. So this episode was a little better. It wasn't as depressing. And I heard there's only 6 episodes, which is very concerning because this is all leading up to the rematch of the galaxy between Obi-Wan and Anakin Skywalker, Darth Vader. And you're telling me that's gonna be enough time to set all that up in just 6 episodes? You have 4 more episodes and you just saw a glimpse of Darth Vader in the water tank. I thought there was gonna be multiple seasons where they're going to tease a face-off in the finale of the first season to get you excited to watch the second season. And they might have even milked it to the 3rd season. Let me know in the comments, will that be enough time to set up the rematch? So let me know in the comments what you think about the first 2 episodes. And thanks for watching. Until next time, see you next video.